Good afternoon to all our participants and counting. Ayan, so dumadami pa po tayo ng dumadami. We'll be starting this virtual event po shortly. So be patient po. Ayan. Thank you.
All right. Yes, and yeah, good afternoon to everyone. And yeah, it seems that we are having a lot of participants right now for our security essentials webinar. So yeah, today I am yeah welcoming you everybody for joining us here for our second webinar. So the last time, we have discussed more on the digital transformation, on how our technology evolves from, from the Stone Ages up until now, and there's actually a lot of difference. Going back into days. Uh, our calculator actually was one of the tools that was used during the World War II. I think it was called Project Enigma, where it decoded the messages, and from there, right now, that is what we call today the calculator. And now, with that being said, yeah, it seems that there is already 104 participants, and still going up. So once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here with Tech Ed for our webinar today. And later on, I know that our speakers will further elaborate and discuss you about cybersecurity, and from there, I hope you'll be learning a lot. So yeah, on behalf of our tech Ed team, we really are grateful to be of service with you guys. So yeah, without further ado, probably let's wait for other participants to still join in. So yeah, for this, with this, I would like to request for um one of our technical guys, Sir Ismail, if you could present probably an introduction about cybersecurity, so that yeah, while waiting for other individual to join in, they could some learn about what is cybersecurity, and our speaker will elaborate it. And since that she is already here in the call, all right. So yeah, we'll just wait for that video, and yeah, we'll take over. Thank you.
Would you be comfortable living in a house that someone else had the key to? What if an underground tunnel led into it from a public park, where its windows could never quite close all the way? Would you trust it with your safety and your privacy? The internet is that house. This is not to say never go into the house, but rather you should know the hazards before you store all of your valuables there, and do what you can to protect them. So why is it insecure, and why can't we just fortify it until it's safe? Well, first of all, the internet was not originally built to be what it is today. It's like someone decided to expand a shoebox into a skyscraper. The internet originally developed when computers were huge and so expensive to own that only universities, big businesses, and a few governments had them. The point, originally, was to let these massive supercomputers talk to each other. And as soon as two computers could send information back and forth, we had a network. The network gradually grew until personal computers emerged in the 1980s, and then it exploded. Soon, people were not just talking to each other, but also exchanging money, playing games, reading news, shopping, and doing everything we associate with the internet today. Other devices started talking to the network too. Phones and cars and refrigerators and elevators and power plants and much, much more. But the ease of all those devices talking to each other came at a price: security. One computer could send another instructions to delete everything on it or take it over. We call these viruses and malware. Or one person could steal another's identity by guessing, cracking, or extracting a password. Vulnerabilities such as these will never completely go away because they're built into the internet's very architecture. Criminals use them to steal billions of dollars, governments use them for surveillance, and hacktivists use them to further their political goals. Between 2004 and 2013, over 1 billion records of personal information were stolen or leaked through data breaches of major organizations. As a thought experiment, let's imagine what a perfectly secure internet might look like. Users would not be allowed to download or install anything onto their computers. All internet traffic would be monitored and regulated by bots and humans, massively limiting the number of websites you could visit. In order to log on to a website, you'd have to type in a 100-character password, submit a genetic sample, and whistle a tune. The servers that hold data would be kept in heavily armed fortresses on the moon. And even with all these safeguards in place, some clever hacker would almost certainly still find a way in. The good news is, even with our flawed internet, there are simple things you can do to protect yourself. And there are a lot of people committed to making the internet more secure. In Nova's Cyber Security Lab, you'll play as one of these people, protecting a company that's the target of increasingly sophisticated cyber attacks. You must continuously strengthen your defenses to thwart these attackers. You'll do this by completing challenges that will give you basic coding abilities, help you spot scams designed to trick you into giving up your secrets, and teach you how passwords are cracked and strengthened. The house that is the internet may be built on a shaky foundation, but it's been a home to innovation and an unprecedented free exchange of ideas. It's up to us to make it livable in spite of its flaws.
All right, everyone. I hope you learned from that, that introduction about cybersecurity 101. But yeah, so before, we kick off our training or our webinar for today. Yeah, let's talk about first what is tech ed. Yeah. So, Sir Ismail, would you mind sharing the screen for everyone for the slides that so they can see it as well. So yeah, okay, I'll be answering while waiting. I'll be answering some questions here. This is up until 6 p.m. And all right. Okay, so for those individuals that are actually asking for certificates, yeah, later on we'll further discuss on that, as well as for the recording. This is actually live on our Facebook page, TechEd, facebook.com/TechEd Global Academy. And from there, you could watch the video so that you could if there's something that is unclear to you, you can get back. And if you have some questions, you could ask me or our team, also our speaker for this webinar. So with that being said, let me tell you more about the tech ed. So, TechEd is our training arm, and we provide training with the highest quality possible, basing it on international standards. So, we make education more accessible by providing our customers with a completely suit for blended learning. So, during this time of pandemic, it's really hard for us to go face to face. So with this being said, what we do is we step up. We use online methodologies, other methodologies for delivering our education to everyone, especially our students. From now we use a virtual lab. So have any one of you already used a virtual laboratory? So it's like an online lab. From there, you don't have actually to worry about configuration, your hardware devices. It's just already in the cloud. Yeah, the just to answer you, Sir Jason, it's actually live on our Facebook page. Yeah, later on we'll be sharing it to you guys. So if you want, just visit our page, and you'll get more details about it. So yeah, just to further elaborate about tech ed, we offer seamless delivery of methods to make learning available to everyone. So with a growing worldwide community, tech and unrivaled training provider, preparing cybersecurity and IT professional for the next threat or step in their career. Meaning, during this past years that we are already established, we became partner from CompTIA, Easy Council, PECB, and CM Alliance. So there are still other training providers, internationally accredited, that we are still working on partnership. So yeah, from there, we really want also to improve the way of us teaching everyone from this. Yeah, without just to give you probably a background about our values, our core values and principles build are the building blocks of our business DNA. And for this, which this is probably the main reason why we are different from our competitors. So, siguro just to give you a little bit background about the services that we provide, we also have our LMS, a learning management system, and we also offer, um, online virtual laboratories such as practice labs. And yeah, from here, you don't have to worry about your hardwares, the softwares that you need. So all of this are already included. And then we also provide, IT trainings, in particular with CompTIA, Easy Council, CM Lines, and PECB. So most of our our clients are actually from the government. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, those are some examples of our partners. And with this yeah being said, was able probably I don't want to keep you waiting for the talks of our or for the topic that our speaker will be discussing. And by the way, this is a series. So there, next Saturday there will be another one, from CompTIA, and the next upcoming Saturday would be, for Easy Council, and the next Saturday, then we'll see. So yeah, that's so that you'll be you still you have a lot of free webinars to be able to attend with. So for you to be able to attend, just subscribe to our page, like it, follow it, and get notified. So from there, you'll be notified as early by Monday for the next session. So yeah, with that being said, I'll be probably I'm passing the floor to actually the host. I was just yeah, to the host of this training or this webinar, so that they can actually, or she could actually introduce you, um or she could actually introduce our speaker for today. So with this regards, let me just go ahead and work on something right here. Just give me a second. I'll just change the seats, and uh our host for today will introduce our speaker. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Yan, medyo nagpalit lang po tayo ng host for today. So because Sir Julius unfortunately is currently occupied. So dire-diretso na po tayo. Before we begin with our free webinar for today, I would just like konting reminder lang po, kasi of course all webinars naman po ginagawa nila yung pagse-set ng ground rules. Can you please kindly um flash, Sir Ismael, the ground rules so that ma-aware naman po yung lahat. And of course, when it comes po dun sa, meron po tayo later, of course, the Q&A portion or question and answer portion. Kindly ask questions lang po that is relevant po dun sa topic na i-discuss po ng ating speaker, ha? Kasi para hindi naman po tayo ma-drive o lumayo yung topic natin, para yon madiretso po niyang masalita later or masagot. Ayan, of course, ground rules, avoid unnecessary chats or comments. Ayan, hayaan po muna natin na magsalita ang atin or mag-pitch or mag-present po si ating speaker. If you have any questions, use the chat box, of course, as you guys are doing na right now. And of course, kindly put your name, format. What we did last week po, kung sino po yung mga nakapag-attend, you guys know na the format. Pero kung sino po yung mga bago lang na naka-join po today, all you have to do is you have to put your company name, organization, and of course your name, para po mas ma-address po namin kayo ng maayos. Especially later po kapag meron na po tayong Q&A or question and answer portion. All right. So, let's start. The world is now more reliant on technology than ever before. It is important to know and understand the basics on how to protect yourself from the risk in the cyber world. Let's discuss furthermore with the help of our guest speaker, and let's get to know her more. Okay? So Isma, kindly. All right, then as you can see, we have our guest speaker for today. Miss Athena Atcha Abe is a fourth-year computer science student, mentor, a content creator, IT support associate of Filta, and the technical community manager of Educacion PH. Atcha is an advocate for technology and social participation through creating content on YouTube and her speaking engagement in different universities and companies. She is able to share her knowledge and expertise with fellow students and young professionals. She aspires to be a cyber security analyst someday. So yun yung ano ni Miss Asha. So without further ado, I would just like to introduce to everyone our guest speaker for today, Miss Athena Atcha Abe. Ayan.
Hi everyone! Happy Saturday! Ayan, thank you for
Ay,
taking the time to be with us today.
Ayan, ang ganda naman ng ating speaker for today. Siguro yung mga participants natin, akala siguro nila, hindi ko po dinitalya kung ilang taon na si ma'am. Pero siguro naman sa nakikita nyo sa kanya, batang-bata pa siya, di ba? So, ayun, di ba sabi ko kanina sa ground rules, avoid chatting unnecessary questions like yung telephone number ni ma'am ha, walang mga ganun.
Cyber
Joke lang.
security, di ba? Ayan, protection of data.
Bawal. Yes. So, ayun ma'am, kumusta ka naman po?
Doing
How are you?
good. Happy kasi weekend, di ba? It's our time to relax, to learn new things. Ayan.
Yes. So, ayan. So, I think all of our participants are very excited to see kung ano po yung ipe-present nyo today. And I'm sure they're going to be excited as well. So, hindi ko na patatagalin, ma'am. I'll give the floor sa inyo. So, take it away, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Okay, so let's start. I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So today in our talk for cyber security awareness, so this is the second part of the webinar series where we are going to learn about how to be safe and secure, protecting our data on the internet. And I've been seeing here most of the participants are students like me. So don't worry, we won't go really too technical in our discussion for today. I will just be giving you the best practices and how these hackers or attackers bypass or have access to our information online. Okay, so next slide. Okay, there. So we will be understanding the attacks and how to prevent them. But before we begin, ayan, so as I was already introduced, but I also do content on my YouTube channel, both entertainment and educational. So if you, after this discussion, if you are more curious or if you want more information in relation to information security, I have tutorial videos for you. And to spark your curiosity, I also have contents. I interviewed people in the IT industry. For example, as you can see here, there is a question, magiging hacker ba ako pag sumali ako sa hackathon? And if you want to find that answer, go check it out later on my YouTube channel. And then today also, we're going to learn also including the internet. We know what is the internet, but we don't know how it works. And to be able to understand our discussion further, so you can also check this one out. I also shared some security practices that you can do on your own. An overview of our talk for today is we're going to learn the importance of awareness. We're going to learn about the term offensive security, followed by the attacks, actions, and some internet tips that we can apply after. Okay, so let's start with this question. Do you think can technology alone protect you from everything? So if you think the answer is yes, chat it down with the answer 1. And if you think it's no, chat it with 0. Okay, so let's check the chat. A lot of people are saying 0. Ayan. Some said 1. Some believe that technology can protect us from everything. Majority is 0. Wow, a lot of you guys are active here. We're at 140. It only depends how you handle, says Janbert. How about the others, guys? There, 0. Okay, so the answer is technology cannot protect us alone from everything. So most of you guys are correct because we shouldn't be dependent or reliant on technology alone. And of course, we should also take action in protecting our data. So as you can see, technology is ever changing. It's always innovative, and there are a lot of things that we need to learn every day with this advancement. And that is the reason why today I'm really thankful for a Tech and Global Academy that they have these types of event for free, right, guys? So again, don't forget to share this live, tag your friends, ask them to join, because I will be helping you along the way to learn the importance of cybersecurity awareness. People might get intimidated that for us, especially as students, it's like cybersecurity is a big term, right? But don't worry, because cybersecurity awareness, it is for everyone, and it's and we are today we will be having the, this is a good time to have this training for free. Ayan, di ba? So awareness is important. Why? Because I have a question for you guys. Syempre, we know the saying, prevention is different from blank. Ano yan? Prevention is different from... So, tignan natin. Let's see if your answers are correct in terms of cybersecurity. Okay, let's see. Prevention is better than, in a cybersecurity perspective. What do you think is the answer? Prevention is different from... is better than, sorry. Prevention is better than. Okay, so some say cure. Some say regret. Okay, some said security. Prevention is better than a doctor. Cure, okay. Who can guess? So currently we don't have the right answer yet. So you put yourself in a cybersecurity or information security perspective. Prevention is better than... Okay, so Lester has a point. Scam, yes. Recovery, hack, getting close. Getting close, okay. Recovery. How about the others? We are 142 here. Okay. So how about the others? Hack and crushed. Okay. Scam, damage, cybercrime. Close. Raniel is close. So to make it simple, prevention is better than being attacked. So yan, in a cybersecurity perspective, it is best to take preventive measures than to anticipate the attack. Bakit? Why would you wait for something to happen to you when you can avoid it as early as now, starting today? So as you can see here in the picture, with the technology, she is using technology, both using her senses. So with our natural senses, we have like looking at her picture, she is looking at her phone, she is listening, she is feeling everything that she's doing, whether on her applications or on the internet. That alone is not enough to be aware of what you are doing inside and outside the internet. And information is really it's really vital. Data is really important. And with cybersecurity, this helps us have a different or a broader perspective, not to only consider these natural senses that we have. So, because if you don't have awareness training, these attackers will take advantage of us, meaning they will be targeting the weakest. So they attack which security is the weakest. So if you feel like I have an iPhone, I believe that Apple products are secure, but you alone, you put your information out there, so that invalidates the security, and they can identify that you are vulnerable. And yeah, so it is for everyone. And now we're going to understand the attacks and how to prevent them. And adding, in addition then, that not only personal data is included in cybersecurity, we have other vital information such as the financial data and medical data that they can use against us, that they can use to threaten us, to give our personal information. Okay? So are you really protected? As you can see on the picture, he's thinking, are you really protected? So we have this term, offensive security. And if you guys, to my fellow students who are really into the information security world, who also has an interest like me, we have these terms, red team, blue team, purple team. But we won't go into that the technical detail, but the offensive security falls under the red team. So you'll be seeing the term offensive. So what does it mean? Offensive security is that these are experts, a group of experts who evaluate security in an objective manner. So meaning they use different techniques to find the weaknesses in people. So they look for different processes and technology to gain unauthorized access. And they have the goal to strengthen an organization's security or a company. So they are considered as ethical hackers. They are more focused on planning the attack rather than performing. So to give another example, so what do people in the offensive security field do? They mainly focus on having access. So we have this term called privilege escalation technique. So for example, you are an ethical hacker and you have this client in an organization or company that you will be helping. You will be helping them to, you will do certain steps on, like for example, penetration testing in attempt to have an access to their system. So the ethical hacker will get that data, baka maging technical ako, but we'll get that data. For example, we will get the administrators like credentials or access. So they help the company be more secured in that manner, in that sense. So yeah, and then next is we're going to identify the difference between safe and secure. So as you can see in our title is to be safe and secure in the protecting our data in the internet. So they are both different but also the same. So safety focuses on the internal aspect while security focuses on external. But when safety and security is combined together, this means in definition, it is the protection of a person, organization, and properties against external threats that are likely to cause harm to us. So in here, safety cannot be achieved if security is not guaranteed. So they work hand in hand. And as you can see here in the picture, what do you think? Do you think that in the picture they are safe and secure? So if you think that they are not, why? So you observe the picture, what they're doing. So what do you think makes them secure, safe and secure, or the other way around? So can you see? It's like finding a clue here. So do you think they are safe and secure in what they are doing? Why and why not? Okay, let's check the answers in our chat. Okay, Saul Christian Mag-Usara said no because they are sharing data. Well, actually, we don't know what they're doing. Maybe, maybe not. How about the others, like externally? Kim says, no, they are in a public place. Yeah, correct. Possible, yeah. What if they are alone in the public place? If we don't know. Ardimar says, finding information. Okay, how about externally? We have a very obvious clue here that Raven Labastida says, no, if they're connected to a public unsecured Wi-Fi. Very good. Yes, correct. No, they might be using free Wi-Fi. Yes. Okay, I think, how about the others? Let's wait for the others. Rachel says the phone can be used to hack the computer. Okay, how about the, okay, very Very good. Reynera Pupa. Very good. That's the answer that I'm looking for. Is the sticky note related? Yes. So actually, in cybersecurity awareness, we shouldn't always like go to the very deep parts agad. So we should also look externally. So again, safety and security, we should both consider internal factors and external factors. So this picture, this can symbolize that the sticky note is something that makes them not secure. So what if they have put a sticky note there with private information? So very good, Reinario. Ayan. So that those are the things, but usually because of our perspective, we go deeply agad-agad in terms of finding the vulnerabilities if we are safe or secure. So that is one example. So you should also look around. Okay. So next is, so here are we're going to focus on offensive security. So let's have a different perspective on an ethical side, not because usually we think of hacking as a bad thing, right? We have white hackers and white hat hackers and black hat hackers. So the black hat hackers are the criminals. So we're going to focus on the offensive side. Those are the people or experts who are helping the company to be more secure with their systems using different services. So let's start first with penetration testing. This means to gain access to a software by using different software tools. So they do penetration testing on either the networks, web applications, usually on the company's website. So as an IT support associate, I have witnessed people who they've been sharing to me that they've been doing penetration testing on different company websites, and they have seen a lot of vulnerabilities that can be injected into the system that can easily get the company's personal information. So that is an example. It can be internal or external. And I like to describe everything in pictures. So in here, we cannot really say if this person is an ethical hacker or not because it seems sketchy that she's doing something on her phone. Ayan. Inside her car. So, one of the main things or practices or exercises that offensive security people do is they do penetration testing. But again, as I have mentioned, they also apply different techniques. Okay? So next is social engineering. And this is a really important thing to be aware about because all of us are on different social media platforms. Like we cannot live without the internet. We just feel like sharing everything, especially in this current situation. We want someone to talk to. We want someone to vent out to our feelings, what we are doing, what's happening in our lives, just to feel a release, di ba? So social engineering is an important thing that all of us should know about. This means that social engineering persuades people who do this, persuades them into disclosing their personal information or trick them into having access to a restricted area or account. So as students and young professionals, we should always and to not be gullible in this type of conversations, especially with strangers, with different people. Ayan. Speaking of strangers, I have a story to tell you guys. Since I also am as a student and as a young professional, parang it's really hard to cope up being isolated, diba, in our respective homes. So I like talking to people. I like interacting with people. And here right now, we're in a virtual space so we can easily interact with other people. However, when we go to these certain type of platforms or applications, we should be careful and we should like hold back for a second of what the information that we are going to tell. Because like, for example, a certain location or a certain data that we can give to others we don't know that from that type of data. For example, you have a medical condition, it can be used against you. So that's something that we need to be careful about. So I go to sites I go to talking with, it's like talking with stranger sites. So that's what I do to keep me sane. So I like to observe people there, like for example dating sites, right? The first lines that they ask is, where are you from, what is your age, yeah, where do you live, what is your height. They ask those personal information agad-agad. So that is something to we need to be careful about, to not disclose it right away because we don't know them. We should not trust easily. Ayan. Okay, and then next is phishing. This is really common, especially with our email accounts, with our credentials, financial, medical. So this entice receivers with authentic looking emails that can include links or notification to gain access to their personal information. People might think that emails are not important, not as important as our social media accounts. However, there is a different perspective that we should be aware about, is that, for example, what if you're locked in, you got locked or you got hacked into your Facebook account? So where do you retrieve your password or forgot password? In the email, right? People think that the email is not really a valuable thing that we have, but it includes all of the verification and all of our other personal information. So you need to be careful with giving your emails to other people, and it can be hacked then. So you should always apply authentication. So later I will discuss more about that. So, but focusing on phishing, when you check your email or when you check like messages on other platforms, when you first see it, it's like it looks legit or it looks real. It's like composed well, and then suddenly you will see a link there. So we should read it like multiple times. You should not click agad. Ayan. So we'll go further in that. Ayan. So next is communication tools. So speaking of social engineering, everything here that I am sharing with you right now that the attackers or hackers do is interrelated with one another. They can either do one of each or they can do everything at you all at once, especially if they think you are considered a weakest link. So for communication tools, they use intercepting communication software tools like there are different more on technical tools that people use in different organizations, but since most of us here are students, a different example that I can give you with communication tools is ayan, TikTok. Ayan, mga TikTok, mga other platforms natin, mga live platforms that we do. Of course, I understand that TikTok is really a good platform to like de-stress, share our life stories. Kasi usually people like us, di ba, we love tea, we love chika. Pero always be careful then if of the information that you will be releasing kasi it can be, again, it can be used against you. It can be used to threaten you. Okay? Ayan. So next is here. So let's focus now on the actions that we are going to do. So now we learned that these are the different types of things. This is not a complete list, but just a gist that those are the different practices people do. On a offensive security perspective, they do it for a reason, to help the company or organization be more secure in their systems or protect their data. So here we have a saying, di ba? Think before you click. Ayan, going back then sa previous talk, sa first talk ni Sir Mark, he mentioned there that 95% of security breaches are caused by human error. So makikita nyo dito na nasistress na si Kuya. Like, he's having a hard time. Maybe he clicked on a phishing email or his account got locked. So, that saying is masyado ng gas-gas, right? We have a new, since attacks are ever changing. So we have this new saying that hover before you click, and always to think first if this information is something that you expect. Always check it, read it carefully, and then don't click. You hover before you click. Ayan, what does hover mean? So you should think about the link. So because of everything that it makes us easier to share information, right, through a link. So a link helps us shorten these types of data that we share across other platforms that we share to other people. So we should always think about the link. Diba? It's a new term now. Before it's think before you click, but think about the link. Especially we use link shorteners like Bitly. So not everything in those types of links are reliable or are legit. So I have here an acronym about hover. So the actions that we should consider is to make sure that those information, that hidden or information are really true. For example, here on the right side of the picture, we can see here a link in the website treetopsecurity.com. But when you hover it, it says www.evil.com. And if you can observe, the link is not secured because it doesn't have an S after HTTP. Ayan. And this is for the desktop version. But if you are mostly searching on the internet for in mobile, what you can do is to long press the link to check if it's really the same source, if you will be redirected to the same source. And always have an overview of what you are about to click. So for example, we usually have post, we have caption before the link. Always read it first. Don't jump into the link right away. And then V is to verify. Again, when you hover, you are able to verify that you will be directed to the right source. And when you click on the right source, this will expand it and you'll be able to see more information about it. Another thing about expanding is that we should also think the opposite way. So meaning we have short links, right? But there are cons to having short links or doing short links because short links, you should also do the opposite. So we have link expanders. So the link expanders can also help you identify which source it's being redirected to. But if you want a quicker way, you can just hover or long press. And resist. I know it's really tempting to jump right into clicking, but we should always resist first, especially if we are in a fast-paced environment. For those who are young professionals like me, right? When we do email management, usually we click right away because of this link. But we should always resist first and think about the link. Ayan. Okay, so aside from the links, there are a lot of phishing scams or other scams that can also involve other attacks or threats that are interrelated with one another. So we also have email, as I have mentioned. We have phone, and we have phone here. So first, let's start with email. Let's move on to email. Is this email something you expect? So is it expected? So for example, here, I actually screenshotted this today. This is the emails that I received. So of course, I erased my email there to protect my email. But here is an example. So it says here, I have a receipt for payment to Gamebox today at 1:34 a.m. It's from PayPal. But when you look further detail from the from here, wait, let me pointer. Okay, when you look here at PayPal, it has this really complicated at something.com. So this is not legit. So, and it also has a Yahoo email here. And what I did, the way I acted upon seeing this email is that I believe that this is not expected. So the practice that I did is I checked my PayPal account to really check, because the last time last payment I did was Food Panda ganyan. So I don't pay for games. I don't invest in them. So I believe that this is not something that I expect. Another example here on the right side is that my account in PayPal is limited last September. And if you can see here, the name of the email PayPal has a dot. And when you check it, it should be PayPal, no space, no period. And again, it says here it's from googlegroups.com. And it says here your PayPal account has been temporarily restricted. Another phishing scam email is that most of them put links. So as you can see, hindi ko na natago, pero ayan yung email ko pala. So ayan, something of my mistake. Nakikita pala yung email ko. But ito yung junk email ko. So kaya din na-check ko na, ito pala, doon pumapasok yung spam ko. So ayan, hindi ko natago. Then, okay, so another thing is, aside from emails, we have here phones, SMS or call. You should also check in your text if it's something that you expect. For example, in Shopee, your shipment has been shipped out. Your package has been shipped out. Is it something that you expect? It's from let's say Apple or something, Power Mac, kaya mga ganyan. And is the call something you expect? It's from an unidentified number. And always be skeptical. Don't always reply right away. Don't always click those links right away. Ayan. So for more information, we should also look out for scams. There are also types of emails that can look real or legit. So another example here is like a survey delivery. Again, as I have mentioned, for example, delivery. It says here I have a delivery confirmation from Home Depot, but I live in the Philippines. So this is not real. And here we also have invitation from this website. So there are certain types of emails that they can have your full name, they can get it, and it can look really real. So it can another thing is, you can also receive emails from your friends or colleagues that may look like it's from them, but it's not. It's either their account is hacked or it's spoofed. So meaning they can have in the body, when you look at it, they don't have the correct email signature, or the content is something that you'd not expect. So you can also check for the wrong information. So when you receive text that, for example, hi, my name is Atcha, but it says, hi Pedro, you won something, something, something. So that is a scam. Ayan. So I have another question here, guys. I hope you're still okay with the information. But how often do you change your password? So we have options here. Is it either every year, every quarter, every month, or every 2 or more years? Alisa says every month. Every month. Wow. Rosemary is very honest. She changes her password every 2 or more years. Every quarter, every year, every month, every 2 or more years. Okay, how about the others? Not usually, every other year. Wow, Reynald says every week. Danielson says every month. How about the others? Depende sa mood, sabi ni Mary. Angelo says every time I have a new crush. Hey, so you're saying that the name of your crush is your password? Phyllis says, depende kay FB. Kim says, pag nakalimutan yung current password. Ayan, I appreciate the honesty, guys. Rainier says, I have changed my password once only. Okay. So, thank you, guys. How about the others? We have 154 participants here today. And hello sa ating mga Facebook Live viewers. Also comment there. Michelle says, depende pag broken. Anong broken? What type of broken? Depende kapag ano yung words na natatandaan. Password since, wow, 2010. Okay. Ayan, when compromised every 3 months. Ayan. So, some people here take action when they are attacked. So, for example, sometimes it's a human, na din, na pag nakalimutan, saka pa lang mag-change ng password, or if it's, again, to like Kent says, his account got hacked. So that is only the time he changes his password. But let's take into consideration that, again, prevention is better than, okay, let's check if you remember. Prevention is better than being, ayan, being hacked. Ayan, very good, guys. Prevention is better than being attacked. So it's best to take action instead of waiting for it to happen to you, and also let's help others to do the same practices as well. So in my recommendation, it's better to always change your password, if not every month, every quarter. It's also a practice that I do. I don't wait for my password, for me to forget my password or for it to get hacked. I change it, as I do it as a routine. So make it into a practice. So the things that we can do to protect our passwords or our data is encryption. So in encryption, it helps us protect our data. And if you go to the internet, then if you see if but the site you're going is safe, you check on the URL in the address bar if it has HTTPS. Ayan. That means your site or the site that you are going to is secure. And then another thing is we can also use different authenticators. We have two-factor authenticator, and we also have multi-factor authenticator. We have other third-party applications that can help you. So we have Microsoft Authenticator. We have in the side, we have like password keepers that can help encrypt our passwords. And another thing then that I can also share with you is to practice having long passwords. So there is called like passwords. Some passwords are like in 24 characters because commonly we only do the standards, right? The 8 passwords. So if you can do it a long password, if di ka naman nagmamadali, ayan, that can also help strengthen your security. That's something I learned then from the cybersecurity awareness that I do in research. So in here, encryption helps us protect our devices, not only inside browsing the internet, but our mobile phones and tablets as well. So I also would like to share that we have services we have in Amazon Web Services. We have these different services that can help further secure our personal information. And this is called a shared responsibility model, wherein encryption is not only the service that is also being provided, especially for companies or organizations, but this also includes security groups and multi-factor authentication. So especially with the environment that we have, everything we need to do everything efficiently, and we cannot do our maintenance and security manually, especially when we handle a lot of groups of people, a lot of data, a lot of servers. So this helps us in deploying, configuring, and maintaining our data, whether in the cloud or in a physical um, form. Ayan. Okay, so next is installation. We should also take into practice that we should not install right away, especially if there's a pop-up, or like if there's an extension in your browser that suddenly pops up. So do not install anything from a pop-up. And then very good guys, a while ago you have observed that in the picture that they are in a public area. So avoid public Wi-Fi's, network charging in public areas, etc., because they can easily get your information. And relating it to that is that we have internet privacy. You should value your data more than the attackers do. So again, don't wait for the attackers to identify you as one of the weakest link. So you should also take preventive measures and also use the secure technologies that we have. And data is the new gold. I've learned this from one of the fellow data analysts, that data is really gold. And I believe that data is a gold. We should avoid oversharing information in the internet and only share it to reliable people or certain organizations. Ayan. So when you check it in the picture, ayan, parang siguro nadala na siya, like, okay, I want to protect my data na. So ayan. And I'm almost at the end, guys. So attacks can change. And the things that I have mentioned to you, the one of the offensive security experts do, it can can be added more with the different vulnerabilities that we are experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And with that, a thing that we can do on our end is to always relearn. So you can always attend to this free cybersecurity awareness trainings, especially in TechEd Global Academy. We should also help others to be aware, because we should always help them and not wait for them to be attacked as well. And don't hesitate or don't be shy to ask questions to people, to the experts when you have doubt. Like for example, you want to buy something in this specific website, but you're having doubts if it's secure and safe. So for example, here again with pictures, I want you to analyze this picture. Do you think that is it safe to do that kind of act, or taking a picture from a phone? What do you think are the possible risks that can happen if they do that type of action? Okay, let's check. Let's check. Let's check the comments. So Kirby says keylogging. Okay, how about the others? Usually we do that. It's either we do screenshot or we do directly take a picture of the information from the phone. Rainiel says it can be stolen. Very good. How about the others? Identity theft, being hacked. Okay, I'm curious to know the answers of the others. How about you guys? There is no wrong answer. So loss of privacy. Yes, okay. Usually as students, since majority of us are students right now, we do this. I'm actually guilty of this before. Like we take pictures of our notes no face-to-face pa, but right now we do a screenshot. And a thing that we should also consider is that sometimes we need to be careful of what we screenshot, because some people don't like their name, for example, Facebook accounts, to be seen, especially when sharing notes. Gerald says social engineering. Very good. So yeah, that's correct, guys. Getting leaked. Yes. Okay, so again, don't hesitate to ask questions or learn. Always do research. We have a lot of free resources here on the internet. Ayan. And here, I have a question. Like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to react only, to act only, or get attacked? Is it react, act, or attack? And I'm full of questions, guys. What do you prefer? Do you want to react, act, or get attacked? Daniela says react. Reggie says react. Fidelisa says act. Okay, so guys, react and act are two different things. Jolina says act. Very good. Okay. Okay, people says react. Both are correct, because we need to verify first, and they are interrelated with one another. But action is really an important thing, because if you only react but don't do anything, there won't be any effect. So yeah, both of you guys are correct. Very good. Kemp says act. React sounds more static. Action is too risky in my behalf. Okay, Ardimar says react and attack. Okay. Maybe attack the attacker, but don't get attacked. Yan, ganyan. So we should always detect first and protect. So usually when we learn about information security, we always look first on how to do the action. But the very most important thing in cybersecurity awareness is to learn first what goes behind, what the actions that these hackers do, ethical or not. Detect the different scenarios that can happen to you, and then from there you can protect yourself. Neil says think before you click. About I'm going to ask the others, what is the new term that we learned today? So think before you click. What is something that we learned today? Our new saying? Ayan. Hover. How about the others? Okay. Hover. Okay, very good. And here I'm going to share with you the resources that I use in this discussion for today. We have a 3top security, purplesec.us.org, and I also got more information about from the University of North Dakota. Tristan says, think about the link. Very good. Ayan. And here, I'm not yet done. I have here the picture. So what do you think is a vulnerability here, something that is should not be done? Okay, so as I have mentioned, we should always think about the external factors of both safety and security. As you can observe on the screen, what is a possible thing that should not be practiced? Ayan. Okay, let's wait for them. Very good. Webster says sticky notes. Sticky notes again, papers around. Ayan, very good. And that ends my presentation. And I would love, guys, for you to send us over a feedback. So the link will also be in the chat there from our technical team. So you can also scan this code, send us a feedback. Let me know what other topics that you want me to discuss. And I will check them out. And yeah. So thank you so much for your time, guys. So here are my socials. You can reach out to me here. I will also share more tutorials about information security. I do web development, automation, database on my YouTube channel, Atcha Abe. So subscribe if you want to. I'm also on LinkedIn. Let's connect, Athena Atcha Abe. On my Facebook page, if you have questions, I'm mostly active in my Facebook page, Atcha Abe, Instagram, and on GitHub if you wanna learn web development. So there, thank you. So if we also have more tech events in our community at AWS, Amazon Web Services, in our community, AWS Siklab Pilipinas. And this would be possible then without Education PH. So also check our community there. So today we learned about understanding attacks and how to prevent them. Thank you, guys.
Ayan. Oh, naku, parang marami akong natutunan. Honestly speaking, I hate to admit it pero medyo guilty ako. Ang daming mga ang daming mga na-mention ni Ma'am Athena na medyo nasapul ako dun, eh. Kasi guys, I'm not actually a, technical person. So, yung mga phishing na 'yan, naku, very vulnerable ako diyan. Sobrang alam talaga kung sinong i-aatakihin ni ano, eh, tama nga si Ma'am Athena, yung mga weakling, 'yan, 'di ba? So, I hope you guys learn a lot. So, I think mag-open po yung floor natin for the Q&A as what pwede na po kayong magtanong actually, pwede na po kayong magpadala sa Q&A natin na list para po masagot po ni Ma'am Athena in a while. And then mga guys relevant lang po dun sa topic niyo. Baka makakita ako ng ibang ano dun ma'am, eh, mga ibang, "Can I have your phone number? Can I have your"
Nakita
ganyan.
na nga
Kasi 'di ba
nila yung email ko
ang
dyan eh, di
ganda.
ba?
Oh, tingnan mo. So,
Patay!
kailangan talaga you have to be careful kasi sabihin nga natin kahit na gaano ka pa kagaling sa IT or IT expert ka na, sometimes kasi 'pag lutang tayo, hindi talaga tayo makapag-focus. Like what happened to Ma'am Athena siguro hindi lang niya masyadong na-screenshot yung ano niya, 'di ba? So, here we go. So before we proceed, diretso lang po tayo dun sa ano, sa ating, Q&A. But before we proceed po doon, meron lang po tayong konting commercial. Ayan. So this commercial po, can we ask Sir Ismael or our technical person to flash something po sa screen and I'll go all along. Ayan, mukhang marami si Ma'am na ano dito mga followers and fans na ata, 'di ba? Ano most of them ba ma'am kakilala mo ba sila?
Hindi, pero I always share talaga these free events din kasi this wouldn't be possible without their support. So I always share yung mga gantong events sa fellow students like me para aware din sila sa mga nangyayari sa industry for them to
That's
be
true. This
dami.
para po ma-aware po yung iba, this is the second webinar series para po dun sa aming Cyber Security Essentials na nagpa-flash po ngayon diyan sa amin. So, siguro po let's try to do something for the audience regarding the tech eds offer naman po. Habang nagtatanong sila for the Q&A. May mga na-receive na ako sa Q&A. So, damihan niyo pa po yung tanong. Pakiramdam ko 'di sila nagtatanong ma'am kasi naintindihan nila. Kasi those
Si
people that has question, those are the person na hindi nila masyadong maintindihan.
mm.
Nakakatuwa si ma'am 'no, very clear yung ano niya, very clear yung kanyang explanation. Siguro base na rin yun sa experience niya. So ayun. So okay, antayin lang natin mag-flash si Sir Ismael ng something and then I'll give the ano to everyone. Alright. So, I think, siguro hindi natin anticipate na masyadong, maano yung pasok natin for this one here. So, I think this one would be presented ni Miss Anna from TechEd. So, is Miss Anna there already? Ayan, isa rin 'to, ang gaganda ng mga ano natin, eh. 'Yan, uh
Everyone.
Ayan, to have the audience be aware po sa ating ipo-promo or sa atin pong ipe-present or kung ano pong meron kay TechEd. So, kindly elaborate naman ma'am kung ano pong meron dito po sa ating naka-flash sa screen. 'Di ba ang ganda ni ma'am? Ayan na naman tayo. Magko-close na lang ako ng ano,
On.
ha. Okay, can you please tell us about more about the cybersecurity essentials two-in-one certification, ma'am?
Hello guys. I hope everyone's safe and healthy, lalo na ngayong pandemic. And so let me introduce myself first. So I'm Anna, and I am part of Tech Ed Global's Academy's growing family. And let me just share to everyone lang na we have an ongoing discount up until the end of this month for the Cybersecurity Essentials course. So why did we come up with the term essentials for cybersecurity? So kasi 'di ba, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, we consider internet as vital as food or our necessities, right? Like hindi complete yung daily routine natin if we're not using the internet. So that's why we came up with the term essentials. And okay, yan. And we can all attest to that. Alam naman natin yan, di ba? Through e-payments like GCash. Instead na cash na lang, we use mobile banking also. And kaya naman we are encouraging everyone to try availing the Cybersecurity Essentials course. So the package inclusions are e-live instructor-led training, free CompTIA, ITF plus certification exam voucher, free Easy Council certified secure computer user exam voucher, study materials with CompTIA ITF plus ebook, Easy Council CSU ebook, and also it comes with 2-in-1 certification of CompTIA plus ITF and Easy Council CSU. So guys, we are encouraging you to kahit naman din sa mga non-technical people out here na nag-attend to enroll until September 30 if you want to acquire the 75% discount. Imagine from 15,999 to 3,999 na lang, kaya super sulit na. And yung knowledge na matututunan nyo dito, you can apply it in your future job. And once you're ready to enroll na, less hassle na rin yung mode of payment. You can you can pay through GCash, through bank, or even sa mga remittances or pera padala. So we will give you an update once the transaction is done through email din po. So, yun lang. Thank you, guys. Hello? Can I
Ayan, thank
pass
you
it
so
to
much,
Miss
Miss
Jen?
Anna.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much po.
Ayan, thank you so much. So, yung audience natin, ito na naman. Ang ganda na ng speaker, ang ganda pa ng sales na nagpo-promote, di ba? So, honestly po, Ma'am Athena, are you there?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I think meron ka pang alam kong ipi-play. So, hindi lang po siya na-play agad kasi I think they're preparing po. Yung,
Oh, it's
yung parang
okay.
tattoo strides, yeah.
Okay,
So,
sure.
are you gonna the one who play it o si Sir Ismael po?
Siya yung technical team.
Sige po. So,
Yeah,
Sir
thank
Ismael
you.
na lang po. Okay.
Do you have experience designing and implementing cloud security solutions? Showcase your expertise with an industry-recognized credential from AWS. Earning the AWS Certified Security Specialty Certification validates your ability to understand security risks, secure your infrastructure at every layer, and detect and automate responses to security incidents. Highlight your ability to follow best security practices for securing your data and workloads in the AWS cloud. AWS certified. Build with confidence, competence, and credibility.
Data privacy is about an individual's right to control their data. In the cloud, you can configure access settings for workloads that require different levels of accessibility, from public websites to internal restricted content. AWS has multiple services and features that can help protect your data's privacy and integrity. This includes strong encryption tools and fine-grained data access controls. Amazon S3 is an object storage service that offers scalability, data availability, and security. By default, all S3 buckets are private, and you should be careful when making changes to these default settings. You can grant access by using access management features. AWS Encryption SDK provides a client-side library for implementing encryption and decryption operations on all types of data. DynamoDB Encryption Client provides a client-side library for encrypting data tables before sending them to a database. These services give you the power to protect your data and decide who has access. AWS is here to help. To learn more, go to aws.amazon.com/security.
With all the data you have stored in the cloud, it's important that your security is balanced to your appetite for risk. Risk management is a methodology for identifying. With all the data you have stored in the cloud, it's important that your security is balanced to your appetite for risk. Risk management is a methodology for identifying.
Yeah, I think that we have some difficulty, technical difficulty. So, ayan, I think yun na lang muna siguro tayo. So, thank you so much, Sir Ismail, for presenting. Actually, that's from Ma'am Athena. So, ready na tayo to let's proceed na siguro dun sa ating question and answer. So, Ma'am Athena, may mga na-receive na po akong question and answer question dito na you have to answer. Yan, di ba? So, ayan, parang nabaligtad yung ano ko. Ayan lang. So, um, okay, let's go with the first question. Okay, ready ka na, ma'am, ha? All right,
Mm-mm.
let's go. Okay, um, what from, what's this, anonymous attendee? Bakit di kayo naglalagay
Eh,
ng name?
Ay, di natin sasagutin yan.
Ay, nako, ayaw niyo na, dun tayo sa may name, okay?
Alright.
From Mr. Reggie Castillon, hi po, ayan. Which is more secure po, yung SSL or HTTPS? Ayan. Nakinig ako
Ayan.
kanina, parang alam ko saan sagutin.
So, actually, yung SSL and HTTPS, they're both a combination. So, combination siya ng yung HTTPS, combination siya ng HTTP na may SSL or TLS. So, for those who don't know what SSL is, it's a secure protocol that works on, technical na tayo, that works on top of the HTTP to provide security. Ayan, ano siya, mas secure si HTTPS kasi combination siya ni SSL and HTTP.
Oh, ayan po, narinig niyo po yung answer. Ayan. So, dun tayo sa next question. Pero ano ha, before we proceed, gusto ko lang po i-commend ng ating audience for participating. Very sila interactive, ma'am,
Yeah.
So nakakatuwa lang. So ibig sabihin they're really focused and attentive sa mga sinasabi ninyo. Ayan. So next question naman tayo from Kemp Tiberio. Aside from phishing, malware, ransom attack, and weak passwords, what can be the other big threats which is the most likely to happen? Thank you.
Ayan, nung nakita ko nga tong question ni Kemp, this is a really good question. If you're that type of person na madaldal ka, ayan, that's one of the things that can make you one of the weakest link. Ang pag mahilig ka makipagchikahan, kung kani-kanino.
Yes.
Diba, usually, yan yung mga things na hindi natin nako-consider. Kasi diba, again, I have shown you guys yung difference ng safe and security. And we also have to identify yung external factors, and especially as humans, diba nga, we Actually, most of it, the attack sabi din ni Sir Mark, most of it is from human error. So let's
Yeah.
think on a different perspective na if you're that type of person, hindi mo nga ini-input yung data mo sa internet. But for example, if nasa call ka, di mo alam baka mamaya yung call na yon recorded and it can be used against you. Yung mga chinichika mo pala hindi totoo. And that's
Yes.
something that can be a big threat to you and to your identity then. Those are the things that you need to be careful about. And wag ka din, don't be the type of person that is easily gullible. Yung mga sinasabi, a big thing din in information security, kailangan may trust issue ka. You
Yeah.
should not
Yeah.
easily trust people, especially if dito mo lang din sa internet nakilala or at they can easily then hide their identity. They can do a different mga poster accounts, yung mga ganyan. So always
Yeah.
do verify. Ayan, think about the link, mga ganyan.
Ayun. So, balikan niyo yung think about the link. Yan. Oh. Okay, so next naman question. So, 'di ba, minsan dumarating si ma'am sa nagiging technical na nga siya, 'di ba? So, actually marami tayong matututunan talaga dito eh. Ulitin ko lang po ha, this is not for technical people, this is for everyone po. Lalo na po yung mga wala talagang idea sa IT, marami po kayong matututunan. Ayan. That's why we call it essential. Essential na talaga yung pag-aaral po ng ng kung ano man, IT. Yan. Okay, next question po. From John A. Nor Rabino. May ganun pa siya eh. So, siyempre, sabihin ko yun. Essential po ba ang paggamit ng VPN for security? Oy, parang
Yes.
technical ba yan?
Yeah, technical siya
Oh,
actually. Yes and
okay.
no. So for those guys who don't know what a VPN is, VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. So to easily put an example for virtual private network scenarios kung bakit ginagamit siya ng ibang tao is, for example, Netflix. Ayan, may tayo mga manood ng Netflix. And one of the things that people do why they also use VPNs is to watch mga series na hindi covered ng Philippines. So, di ba usually may mga gusto tayong series na na available na ng Canada, US. So, the VPN, to explain it further, di ba, in our devices, we have a specific IP address that identifies our devices. Yan, nagiging technical na ako. Pero, ang VPN, they provide a temporary IP address para hindi nila matrack na itong device na to is from the Philippines, para binibigyan siya ng access. Yun yung mga medyo pro-con. Pero ang din ng VPN din is for example, for work related. If you want to send something or you want to process something outside of the country and hindi siya covered or hindi siya accessible within your area, you can use VPN. And to answer, going back to the question, kasi the word essential is something really yung term na yun parang kailangan ba? Is it really needed? It is something na parang kailangan ng lahat. Yes and no, you have to first identify yung purpose kung bakit ka gagamit ng VPN. Kasi currently sa work ko as an IT support associate, I've interviewed and did research to different types of department. Kasi 'di ba sa industry, we have like marketing, finance, health, those different types of things. Hindi lahat kailangan ng VPN. It's not something necessary and essential for security. So it depends whether is it a personal use or hindi. And I believe na may mga tao ditong curious din eh. May mga tao ditong guilty dyan na kung ba't sila gumagamit ng VPN. I won't go into detail to it. May mga kasi, di ba tayo sa atin, may mga naka-block na website. Ayan, kung alam niyo yung sinasabi ko, may mga naka-block na website. Kaya, syempre, gusto nila pumunta doon. So, gagamit sila ng VPN. So, ayun siya. It's for security, yes, but it depends on the purpose. Not everyone really needs it talaga eh. Depends.
Okay, dun tayo naman sa next. Actually, maayos naman yung question nila ng mga anonymous. I think hindi lang sila masyadong okay na yung name nila. It's
Tama.
actually pwedeng may
Yeah.
privacy, di ba? So,
Yes.
mamaya babalikan natin sila, ma'am. So, dun muna tayo sa may mga names na nagmay tanong. So, si Ma'am Michelle Ebe. Is it Ebe or Ebe? I don't know po. Basta Ebe. How to make your password stronger po? Any tips? Yan.
Ayun, yung na-mention ko a while ago is yung ano ba yan? I forgot the term actually. It's yung paraphrase, parang password phrase, I forgot the term. Pero kasi commonly, we're used to having the standard requirements of having an 8-character password. One of the practices that you can do is create at least 24 characters. Pero syempre, mukhang intimidating na din yun sa iba. Parang kailangan ko pa talaga itong ganito kahabang password, parang isang sentence na siya. Pero it's a good
Yes.
practice din. Kasi usually, for example, gumawa ka ng password with 8 characters. Sige, sabihin natin may uppercase, lowercase, ganyan, and yung symbol. Pero ano siya, it's related to your personal information. Baka nilagay mo lang ng birthday, nilagay mo lang ng at, pinalitan mo yung A ng at, tapos related pa rin siya sa'yo. So an example, when you do 24 character passwords, is to, kunwari, para mas complicated, kunwari may first advisor is ganito. Kasi 'di ba, advisor can either mean professor or mentor or teacher. So hindi nila agad ma-identify kung alam man nila kung sino 'yun. With the 24 character passwords, mas may help siyang maging secure kasi minsan nababypass na din nila yung mga 8 character passwords natin. So tulad no na mention ko, attacks are changed. Attacks, madami ng bagong attacks. So pag nalaman na nilang yung mga strongest natin links, nagiging weakest links din siya, lalo na kapag kaya na nilang i-bypass yun.
Okay. So yan, narinig niyo ma'am, narinig sana ng ating mga audience. Ma'am, sana yung mga participants natin, minsan lang po tayo magpa-free webinar, so dapat nagte-take down notes po kayo, 'di ba? Kailangan 'yan para na rin tayong nasa school, 'di ba? Ang good thing lang about this one here is free to. Kasi yung school may bayad.
Tama.
'Di ba? Okay, so there's another question. Sige, since maaga naman natapos si ma'am sa kanyang slide presentation, so pagbigyan natin tong mga questions nila. So, si Sir John Rabino, one question po ma'am, paano po malalaman kapag phishing ang isang link?
Ayun. So a while ago, I have given madaming examples. Ang certain steps na iti-take natin is to always ask yourself, itong email ba to or itong link ba to is something that I expect? Kung yun pa lang, ang sagot is no, don't click it. And second thing is kung ina-expect mo man siya, always check on how the URL is composed. Diba, as I have mentioned, meron na tayong short links. Kasi 'di ba masyado nga namang mahaba yung nakalagay dun sa kaya meron ng mga ganung tools, ganung technology. Titignan mo muna kung yung link ba yon, i-direct ka sa tamang site. So again, hover before you click. So pag tinignan mo kung tugma ba yung link na yon, hindi siya phishing. So yun siya, and then always check din yung content ng link. So dun pa lang sa question na, is it something that I expect? Pag no, wag mo na pindutin. Wag na nating antayin pang ma-attack ka. Di naman ma-atake, pero mabiktima ka, kung ganun. So yun.
Yes, victim, ayun yun. Ayun yung tamang term kasi 'di ba? So I hope marami po tayong natututunan sa mga sagot po ng ating speaker for the day. But still, meron pa rin pong pumapasok ng mga questions from Rainiel James Adolacion. What we should do, ma'am, kapag nabiktima ng unwanted tagging? So ano bang mga unwanted tagging din, ma'am? Explain mo nga yan sa amin.
Ayan, o sige, huwag ka mag-alala dyan i-explain ko. Kasi commonly kasi dyan sa Facebook, usong-uso yan yung parang mga nagpo-post pag na-hack kasi yung mga account ng mga tao sa Facebook, bigla na lang may magugulat ka, magme-message yung Facebook friend mo ng unexpected. Pag ganon, hindi siya yon na meron siyang na-click, it's either may na-click siya na link, kaya na bypass yung account niya. Kaya minsan makikita mo, bigla na lang nagpo-post ng kung anong-anong videos na hindi naman siya, hindi siya, yung alam mo, hindi siya gano'n na tao, di ba? Yun yung common na nangyayari lately dito sa internet. So, si Rainiel, kung nabiktima ka ng unwanted tagging, babalik ko sa iyo tanong, ano yung unang tanong pag nakakita ka ng tags or links? Ano yung unang question na i-assess mo? So,
Yan.
yun.
So, ayan.
Is it something that you expect? Kasi if not, if hindi mo yan inaasahan na itag ka doon, wag ka nang mag-comment, wag ka nang magpipindot ng link. Ignore it. The best practice is to ignore it. Yun.
Mm.
Ano din
Sabi ko nga
siya,
sa'yo ma'am kanina guilty ako ma'am, alam mo kung bakit? Siyempre
ah,
'pag sa Facebook 'di ba, kayo diyan alam ko victim din kayo nito. So yung mga ano, may na magpa-pop up na you're now nanalo daw ikaw, ganyan 'di ba?
oo,
So
ayun.
kailangan mo talagang maging aware po, lalo na po yung mga medyo may edad na po, yung mga magulang natin na ano lang, pindot lang ng pindot ng mobile
Totoo.
phone 'di ba, na nanalo daw sila, na ganito, hindi nila alam nasa-scam na sila. 'Di ba? So, yung mga
Yun,
tagging, "Ay tinag ako
mm.
nananalo daw ako and claim daw this one." So, ang dami na po noon. So, dapat aware na talaga kayong lahat diyan, 'di
Ayun,
ba?
and to add din pala na
Hmm,
hindi lang ignore like on your part, ignore mo, pero kung alam mong hindi aware yung friend mo na nagpo-post na pala ng something yung account niya, always also help yung friend mo na yon na, uy, yung account mo, kung ano, nakita ko kung ano-ano yung pinagpo-post, ikaw ba talaga to? You help them, lalo na natuto na kayo sa awareness training natin today, you share to
yes.
them yung mga practices na ayan, o make sure yung Facebook account mo naka two-factor authentication, change mo yung password.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ayan.
Yan yung ano guys, kailangan niyo rin siyempre ipakita yung concern niyo or maging concerned citizen din kayo, 'di ba? Hindi yung 'pag may nag-post silang gano'n, pagtatawanan niyo sila na nag-post sila ng mga gano'n, pero alam niyo naman sa sarili niyo hindi sila 'yun, 'di ba? So tulungan niyo rin sila, 'di ba?
Mm.
So na okay, next question naman, how to prevent from insider threats aside from a strong culture of security awareness? Thanks.
Ay, ayan.
Prevent. O sige ma'am, kung hindi kayang sagutin dahil masyadong malalim, you can skip. How to
Nasaan yung
prevent daw
tanong?
ma'am, here from Kem Tiberio, how to
Okay.
prevent from insider threats aside from a strong culture of security awareness? Thanks. Is it
How to prevent? I think it depends on the environment. Is it are you pertaining to yung insider threats personally as an individual? Kasi 'di ba
mm,
um yung level of security natin, it depends kung is it a company, is it an organization? Kasi syempre when you talk about the company, ibang usapan na yan kasi talagang very
yes.
technical preventive measures na yung ginagawa doon. Syempre yung utak ko kasi as an IT support.
Mm,
Ganun, that's how I look at it. Pero if you're going to ask yung insider threats mo as an individual na meron kang culture of security awareness, a good thing to prevent is to, as what I have mentioned, always identify first ano ba yung possible scenarios na pwede nilang gawin sa'yo. Kung alam mong counted ka as a weakest link, na alamin mo ano ba yung commonly, ano ba yung uso ngayon na ginagawa nila, tulad niyan, di ba yung tagging sa Facebook, that's one thing to prevent yung mga insider threats. Kung alam mong ganito pala yung scam nila, yung actions na ginagawa nila, ngayon alam mo na kung paano siya i-prevent.
wow. Yun. So, I think, 'di ba? So, marami tayong natutunan. So, sagutin ko lang po yung ibang nag-question na, of course, kung may e-certificate daw po ito, since medyo natatapos na po yung pag-attend nyo ng ating free webinar, of course, you're entitled na po para makareceive po ng certificate. Bear with us po, hindi po natin kasi pwedeng, or hindi nyo po kami pwedeng masisi. Siyempre, 'di ba, when they ask for e-certificate, sometimes kapag sinabi natin oo, yung iba magla-login lang or mag-assign lang tapos aalis na, 'di ba? Parang unfair naman 'yun sa amin, 'di ba? Joke.
Mm-mm.
Ayun, ano, and I'm just being realistic here. So, syempre, hindi naman po kami magbibigay ng free lang na wala naman po kayong mapupulot na aral, 'di ba? It goes out po dun sa mga, lalo na yung mga non-technical po na mga tao. Ayan. So, okay, so saan na ba tayo? Gusto pa bang sumagot, ma'am?
Siguro last
Sige,
na.
sige, magpapa-last question na tayo. Pipili lang muna ako. Um, saan na ba dito? Okay, medyo iba kasi medyo ano na eh, medyo malalim na eh. Doon tayo. Sige, kuha tayo ng isang anonymous lang, ma'am, ha?
Mm-mm.
Ayun. Okay, wait lang. Um, wag na yung mga hacking-hacking na na-hack daw
Pwede
sila.
ba ako mamili? May
Sige,
nakita
go
ako.
ma'am.
O
Sige, go
yan,
ahead.
sige, sige.
Sige, go
Ito
ahead.
last question. Ayan,
Last question.
ang ating lucky sender I see Daniela Marie Satono. Ganda naman ng pangalan mo. So, ang question niya
Okay.
is, ayan, what if
Okay,
sa
okay.
what if sa incognito nag-access ng mga block sites? Safe na po ba na device ko if sa incognito? So ayan, I did a talk din covering this topic about incognito din, yung mga practices sa internet. Ako personally, I don't use incognito kasi hindi siya totally safe talaga na pinaano yung information mo. Especially, they can still access your IP address through it, but not yung history mo, mga sinesearch mo. Doon, but usually, di ba makikita nyo, pag nag-open kayo ng incognito, for example, you have an account, kasi usually ako sa school account ko, pag nag-try ako mag-incognito, nakikita doon na meron pa din sila, may parang disclaimer doon na may access pa din yung account na yon, yung domain na yon, doon sa mga data na kinukuha mo from that incognito. So, pag nag-access ka ng block sites, hindi ka basta-basta minsan din kasi makaka-access ng block site sa incognito kung hindi ka gumagamit ng VPN. Ayan. So, to answer your question, Daniela, hindi din totally safe ka talaga guarantee ang device mo pag gumamit ka ng incognito kasi it can still get your IP address. So, yun.
Ayan. So, wait lang. Di ako Ayan, so hindi mo na ako mag-on ng camera. Ma'am, ganito, ang tawag dito, since you're already done with your presentations and all the meron lang po tayong konting commercial, and I'm sure hindi kita surprise din to sa iyo, ganyan. So, 'di ba? So ang mangyayari, ma'am, meron po tayong guest din apart from you. Of course, you're our special guest, and meron lang po tayong isang guest din for today na meron lang po silang gagawing plugging. So it would help actually everyone para po ma-aware po sila kung ano pong nangyayari sa community natin ngayon. So, kailangan ko lang po silang introduce. I think they're already here. Kung nakikita niyo na po yung ating mga, ang tawag dito, yung ating mga names, ayan. So, ayan, nakita na ng audience. So, I would like to introduce to everyone ang ating pong guest for today, apart from ang ating guest speaker, si Colonel Salaya from PNP, and of course, si Ma'am Arnie Barcelo, promoting po something na, of course, na ma-appreciate po ng lahat. Ayan, good afternoon po, Ma'am. Colonel.
Good afternoon po sa bawat isa and sa ating speaker, kay Miss Athena, Atcha.
Yes. Ma'am, napakabata ng speaker natin ngayon. Grabe Natuwa ako, di ba? Ibig sabihin sa part na to, very aspirant, ang dami nating mga ang daming mga potential at talagang mga
may pulis daw.
Di ba? Ayun lang. So, yun, ma'am. Ayan, ma'am. So, siguro guys, nagtataka kayo kung bakit nandito ang ating guest or ang ating si Colonel Salaya at si Ma'am Arnie. They're going to tell you something po na very magiging interested po din kayo. So, ma'am, take it all the way po. Sige, ma'am. So, ano po ang ating
Okay. Start muna ako si Ma'am Arnie. Anyway, let me introduce first myself. I am Police Lieutenant Colonel Maria Angela Salaya from Information Technology Management Service of the Philippine National Police. So, ano nga bang sadya natin dito, Ma'am Arnie?
Ayan.
Hello sa bawat isa po, sa mga listeners, no? Nakakatuwa, nakikinig ako kanina about dun sa mga several tips and techniques, no? And sabi nga natin, when it comes to spreading security awareness, no? Security is everybody's concern. So, pagdating sa amin, siguro on our side of the law enforcement, iba yung topic, nag-join, imbis na nagpa-plug. Pasensya na po.
Okay lang, ma'am. Go ahead.
Nga po by the way, Ma'am Arnie here also will discuss tips naman sa mga pagiging estudyante dahil nga online na tayo. But sabi ko nga, security is everybody's concern. So, bago pa siya dumating dun sa puntong nagpa-file na kayo ng complaint, and which is doon na kayo mahihirapan, prevention muna tayo. That is why it is foremost important for the law enforcement to increase awareness. Crime prevention po muna tayo bago yung crime solution. Ayun. Pero hindi po
Yes.
yun yung discussion natin.
Hindi po
Naki-join
yung
lang.
di-discuss nila, ma'am. Na-carried
Opo.
away lang siya kasi maganda yung topic
Oo,
natin. So,
parang
ma'am,
hindi
hi
po
kayo sa
magsalita.
165 participants natin. Nag-good evening po sila sa inyo. Ayan.
Ito po, gusto ko lang ding mag-flag, of course,
Yes.
as our third-party organizer, no, ang TechEd, ay ang
Ang
aming
TechEd, yes.
third-party organizer, no, sa ating incoming second PNP ITMS Hackathon 2021.
Yan.
Careful po hindi po tayo mag-hack.
Yes.
Kasi hackathon baka iba yung dating pag sinabing, uy, hackathon, mag-hack. No. Well, ang typical na talaga na corporate definition of a hackathon is that it is an exploratory programming. It is commonly done na meron tayong rapid development ng isang idea or a challenge, no? So ito pong hackathon na to, we're doing this, no? Because marami kaming reason why conduct hackathon mga pulis kayo hindi po. Marami pong branches ang Philippine National Police and kami po ang sabi natin, kami po yung IT development arm ng PNP. So, we develop the information systems of the PNP. We develop the websites, we monitor the networks, no? So, we conduct trainings din po sa mga kapulisan po natin ng lahat ng tungkol sa information technology. So, ito namang pong PNP ITMS Hackathon na to, ito po ay ginagawa natin ngayon. Sabi nga natin dito, siguro mamaya si Sir Ismael dito can share yung poster natin sa hackathon. So, our team is to compute, create, and collaborate, no? Kasi gusto natin na ang Philippine National Police makapag-produce pa ng marami pang information systems na kailangan natin. Especially nowadays na nandito tayo ngayon sa new normal na tinatawag, no, because of this COVID pandemic natin. Nalilimitahan natin yung mga physical na interactions natin. So karamihan talaga ngayon online. Kaya kailangan makapag-produce pa tayo ng mas maraming online processings, no? And of course, on our side naman, gusto namin na maging familiar pa kami doon sa mga rapid applications and other programming tools na meron ngayon sa market. And the third one is we want to gather ideas and techniques coming from the participants. So sabi nga natin, we do not have the monopoly of knowledge. We want to hear from you, the community, no? Kasi pag maganda ang relationship natin sa community, kung nakapag-develop tayo ng mga effective and efficient information systems, ang balik po noon ay sinatawag nating a safer place to live, work, and do business, no? So, yun yung third natin. At number 4, gusto natin magkaroon ng network of IT professionals. We're inviting you actually. We want to increase awareness of the students. And of course, yung mga nagtatrabaho na who want to join the PNP. In fact, nung nakaraan po, meron kaming 100 na vacants para sa mga lateral entry officers. That is 100 police lieutenants. No?
Wow.
So, malaki rin naman po yung sahod nun. Ang gagawin niya po ay sabi natin ay magtrabaho sa Information Technology Management Service. So, ayun po yung mga reasons natin. I think Ma'am Arnie here can discuss more about our hackathon. Professor Arnie Barsadan here is a professor and actually the department chair sa UST. So, ma'am.
Yan, Prof. Arnie. Good afternoon po. Ayan. So, ayan ma'am, naka-flash na po sa ating screen. Everyone. Ayan.
Ayun,
sige, Ma'am Arnie, go ahead.
Yes, magandang hapon. Good afternoon, everybody. Na-starstruck ako. Basta talaga may ganitong gathering, ang saya ko. Kasi tingnan nyo, 162. Although, yes, ako po si Professor Arnie Barcelo from the University of Santo Tomas. And Yes, ako po ay program chair ng Information Systems Department. And I am happy to be here. Na starstruck ako. Ang galing ng aking partner. Ang galing niya mag... Ayun. And then, syempre, natuwa ako kay Athena. And
Yes.
pag may ganitong gathering, yung isang teacher na tulad ko ay talagang natutuwa na makinig at matuto, no? So, for this afternoon, we would like to share what we are doing for the Philippine National Police IT Management Service. Kami po ay partner ni Colonel Salaya in organizing this second PNP ITMS Hackathon together with Tech Ed Global Academy. So sila po yung aming organizing arm din to connect with the community, no? And thank you Tech Ed Global for saying yes. And yes, so about the hackathon, I'm sure you are very excited na. Sigurado ako gusto niyo nang sumali. So ito po 'yon.
Yes.
So this coming October 12 and 13, we'll have our second virtual PNP hackathon. So ano ba yung mga challenges na pwede niyong salihan? First, maybe you have idea about camp management on the vehicle or visitor monitoring systems using GPS. And the other one is multi-level parking management system. Maybe you have some idea about it, no? Next is security access or the smart comp using IoT. And data tool using mobile and web app machine learning systems. In the comp health and wellness application, maybe you have also idea or concept about PNP electronic communication systems like the PNP private video teleconferencing platform or internet relay chat or the IRC. And you can also pitch your idea on AI-driven competency assessment and alarm or emergency dispatch systems. So, sobrang dami. Actually, hindi lang po namin nililimit dyan, pero maybe if you have idea pa na gusto nyong marinig, no, na at least ma-share no sa PNP. Pwede naman, just join po, no, join. And yes, so what to do? Anong kailangan nyo? So first, you should have a team. You should build or form your team, minimum of 3. Bakit kailangan 3? Bakit hindi pwedeng solo? Kasi it's not easy lang din naman to create your idea, develop the idea, then pitch it in the morning. So magpi-pitch na kayo in the next day. So kaya pa ba? At saka mas maganda when you are in a group, no? So dapat po 3. So 3 to 5. It may be a combination of a professional, a student, or from the academics, or anyone who has the idea, and then they have the team of, or they have skills to develop and the skills to pitch and present. Okay po yun, no? And the next is, yes, you have to submit your team pa lang, and then your personal info to the yan, ito po yung aming pwede sigurong i-copy and i-paste ni Isma in the chat group, no? Ni Sir Ismael, para at least diretso na kayo register.
Register, yes.
Pakibigay na po yung link dyan. Wala pong mawawala. You know what? Wala pong mawawala. You will gain experience in the story and your own story during the pandemic. Alam nyo, ikukwento nyo na during the pandemic time, sumali kayo sa virtual hackathon ng PNP. Wow!
Yeah, di ba?
So,
Wow.
yeah, it is not really for winning, but it is just like sending a message na, yes, we are one with PNP in solving or lowering the crime, solving the crime through ICT. And instead of complaining, ay maging parte kayo ng solusyon, no? Maganda yung ganung pakiramdam that you are doing something for the country. Wala yan sa edad, no? Wala yan sa edad. Nasaan yan? Nasa ibinibigay mo at yung magagawa. So, you can send that message by joining the second PNP ITMS Hackathon this coming October 12 to 13. Ano ang special sa hackathon na to? May mentoring session po yan, no? Hindi po namin kayo iiwanang mag-isa na mag-isip. kayo po ay may magiging kaibigan or personal mentor sa inyong group na i-assign. So this is something different. No, the usual hackathon that you know is they have formed mga mentor and then lalapitan nyo sila. This time, no. Yung pong mga mentor mismo ang magiging kaibigan nyo, doon kayo, tuturuan kayo ano yung business process, what is the real problem, maybe you can work with them in working the solution before you pitch and as you do your project. This what makes this PNP hackathon special and different from other hackathons, no? Yung mentor po ninyo ay mismong tagaloob, no? Na nandun mismo. Ayun. And what else? And we have our pre-hack event, no? 'Di ba, Colonel Salaya? Anong sunod nating event?
Yes po. Of course, they need to register. Yung registration po natin is up to October 1 na lang po, no? So I provided po dun sa chat box yung link natin sa Facebook account natin. That is PNP ITMS Hackathon. So hanapin lang po natin sa Facebook natin 'yan. And then meron po tayong post doon about yun nga po yung mga challenges natin. And nandun po tayo na may link po tayo doon para sa registration naman po natin. So nag-form tayo ng team tapos mag-register tayo. And then yung event po natin is October 2, yung pre-orientation natin about hackathon. And of course, sabi nga natin dito, yung mga ideas nila, pwede na nilang gawin ngayon pa lang. So, yun na yun po binibigyan na namin kayo ng clue doon sa challenges na yun para hindi na kayo mahirapan na magmadali sa October 12 and 13. Kasi yung October 13 natin, ang deadline natin, ma'am, is alas 12 lang ng tanghali. After that, magpipitching sila. So, ito yung sabi natin, ma'am, paano yun? Ang marunong lang sa amin sa tatlo na kasama, dalawa lang. Aba, kung ikaw yung magaling mag-pitching, di ba? Yung pitching, hindi yung pitcher na ano. Ibig sabihin ng pitching natin dito, ikaw yung magaling mag-depend ng inyong idea. So, sa'yo yung toka na yon, sa kanila yung technical doon sa dalawa. So, pwedeng ganun yung combinations natin, no? One more thing, ma'am, ang ganda kasi itong hackathon natin, ma'am, kadalasan kasi ng hackathon natin, madalas dito lang sa NCR. Sa National Capital Region lang natin ginagawa. So meron tayong mga pumupunta. Actually, yung first PNP ITMS PCSO hackathon natin dati ay ang nanalo po doon taga Cordillera, taga Baguio City, yung nanalo. So imagine at ito po ay mga estudyante. So ito po yung ating mga participants dito, pwedeng estudyante, pwedeng combine ng professors and their students, at meron din naman pong professionals. So yung nanalo po dito ay purely students. So wag niyong isipin na bago pa lang ako sa programming, ay estudyante pa lang ako, baka ang professional. So hindi po. Kumbaga wag nating malitin yung sarili natin. Dahil yung ideas ninyo, kung yan ay very bright ideas, you can win even if you're merely a student pa lang. No?
Yeah.
Tsaka po ma'am, yung participants natin ngayon, ang galing kasi diverse. Meron tayong mga as far as Zamboanga, Davao, South Cotabato, Calawag, Quezon. These are areas within the Philippines na kumbaga ay hindi naaabot before ng hackathon, pero dahil sa virtual world, naaabot na po natin. Yan. So, may tanong po rito. Mauubos na raw yung data niya. Sasagutin ko lang. Kung may certificate daw po yung hackathon. Ay, ang kagandahan po nito, once you join the hackathon, whether you win or not, you will be given a certificate. Alam niyo po yung mga estudyante rito, ito lang, tip ko lang sa inyo if you are given a certificate, tapos pine-present natin yun kapag mag-a-apply tayo, ibig sabihin nun ay the mere fact that you have this certificate coming from the hackathon, that means that you know how to code. Marunong kayong mag-program. Marunong kayong mag-develop ng information system. Kasi yun yung maganda sa binibigay nating hackathon because we are giving hope, we are giving chances to those people whom they think that they are not confident enough to develop a system. Opo.
Ayan. So, okay na nako,
Yeah.
akalain niyo guys, we're giving you a very good speaker. Tapos, free pa yung webinar. Tapos now, very excited. Alam ko yung iba, most of you guys, for sure, na nabigla kayo dito sa ano sa biglang surprise na finlash namin, 'di ba? And of course, yung yung nagsalita nakakabigla, 'di ba? I'm sure Ma'am Arnie, Colonel Salaya, there's a lot of sa mga participants natin ngayon ang interesado diyan. For sure may mga nagre-register niyan, 'di ba? So, thank you so much po pala, Ma'am Arnie and Colonel Salaya for of course, including TechEds and PUSAM na maging part po ng PNP Hackathon, yung second na ano po ng hackathon. So, thank you so much po. And of course, for ano, yan, natutuwa kay Colonel talaga eh, tsaka kay,
Ako
tsaka
yung
kay
premyo,
Ma'am
hindi
Arnie.
nabanggit ni Ma'am Arnie yung premyo eh.
Ay,
Ay,
oh,
okay
ako
na.
na, ako na.
Sige, ma'am. Sige,
Ay,
ma'am. Go
nabanggit
ahead.
mo na.
Siyempre, ang aming, aside from the bragging rights na kayo ay sumali, malay nyo, kayo yung manalo ng first prize na 50,000 pesos. And then, malaki na yun na.
Wow. Yeah.
Malaki
That's like
yun.
Dalawang araw lang silang
sobrang
magpupuyat,
malaki.
ma'am. May 50
Oh.
mil sila.
20 mil. Oo
And
nga.
the history and the bragging rights that when they apply, kami po yung nanalo sa second PNP ITMS hackathon.
Yeah, that's a very big achievement po yun para sa
Yes.
kanila. Yeah.
Yes.
Magkalogo ka lang nun. Okay na. Next. Then for the second prize is 30,000 pesos. Tama ba?
Yay! 30,000.
Akala ko binawasan ko na naman.
30,000 po.
30%, yes. And then of course, our third prize is 20,000 pesos. Ayan.
Saan mo pupulutin yun, ma'am, di
Oh,
ba?
in just
Sa
2
panahon
days.
ngayon.
Yes.
Oo nga po, di ba? So, nako, sobrang laking tulong po nito. Dun po sa mga magpa-participate, alam nyo na, meron pong binigay na deadline hanggang October 1 lang. So, after po ng webinar, mag-register na kayo agad. Alam niyo na po yung gagawin. So, kung medyo naguluhan po kayo, naka-post po yun sa page din po ni TechEd. Of course, naka-promote po doon yung mismong PubMat po ni PNP Hackathon. Ayan. So, para lang mabalikan niyo siya ulit. Kasi hindi na po ma-flash ni Sir Ismail. Ayan.
Meron
Ma'am,
siyang
once again, Prof. Arnie. Opo.
May consolation prize daw ba? Yes, meron po kaming mga paraffles. Kaya nga dapat
Ayun.
maraming sumali para mas maraming mang-engganyo na mag-sponsor, no? Siyempre, sali kayo.
Yes.
Ayan. Next is, parehas po ba to ng startup, K-drama? Si startup kasi, meron siyang hackathon din, ano? Pero,
Parang yung sa K-drama daw. Napanood ko kasi yun.
oo. Parehas siya ng setup. Kung physical to, ang saya, may mga t-shirt. Pero mamimigay ba tayo ng t-shirt, Ann? Tingnan natin. Ganon din siya. The only difference is, yun kasi ay business. Ito ay para sa bayan. Para sa PNP. Ayun. So, almost the same po. The fun is the same. It is just virtual. Ayun. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nako, thank you so much, Ma'am Prof.
pa-shoutout
Arnie.
lang po
And of
ba?
course,
Pwedeng mag-shoutout po, no?
go ahead po, ma'am. Kay Colonel, go
Opo,
ahead po.
actually, this is in relation with our 56th ITMS anniversary celebration. So, I'd like to thank, of course, the members of our command group, Police Brigadier General Daniel C. Mayoni, our Deputy Director for Administration Police Colonel Roderick Agustos Alba, our Deputy Director for IT Matters sa NUP, Sir Willard Cardona, and our Chief of Staff, Police Colonel Jericho Baldeo, and of course our all the members of the Information Technology Management Service personnel. So kami po ay inyong mga kapulisan, naglilingkod po sa inyo. We are preventing and fighting crimes through information and communications technology. Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Prof. Arnie, for your time, and of course, Colonel Salaya. Good afternoon po. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back to our speaker, Mama Tina. Alam ko na excited ka rin. Of course, meron ka for sure na mga na mga kaibigan na enthusiast na IT na willing, mga programmer actually yan na pwede pong mag-ano, mga developer pwedeng mag-attend diyan, 'di ba? So, ayan, makikita nyo na po yung link, diretso na po kayong mag-enroll diyan. Tingnan mo, sobrang natuwa sa si Colonel Salayan na parang dinagdagan niya pa yung yung ginawa mo kaninang presentation, ma'am. So, 'di ba? Mga IT rin po kasi sila, 'di ba? Kaya 'yon. Ma'am, napakabata na ating speaker, kaya tuwang-tuwa po ako. Mas marami pa po siyang alam sa akin regarding IT. Ayan. so,
Dapat
so let's go.
pirate.
Pirate daw. Ayun. So, everyone, meron lang po tayong poll survey na pwede niyo pong sagutan before po tayo mag-end, of course. And wag po kayo umalis kasi I think we're gonna send po a different link for our photo ops. Kailangan po natin mag-picture. Ayan, makikita niyo po yung ating training feedback. So paki-fill out naman po ang ating training feedback. Kung nagustuhan niyo po ang ating speaker for today, how she's okay or she's well presenting her, of course, her topic po for the day. And I think naman po marami talagang natuwa dahil nakita niyo naman yung interaction natin kanina, di ba? So, makikita mo kasi yan, ma'am, kapag yung interaction ng audience sa'yo, very lively, di ba? Ibig sabihin, nag-enjoy sila. Ganun lang naman yon. So,
Yes.
magstay lang po kayo dyan saglit. We were going to have our photo ops. I think Sir Isma would be sending a different link. Pero kailangan niyo pong isubmit po ito ang ating mga training feedbacks sa atin na lang pong chat. And then of course, paano gagawin natin, Sir Isma? Can you say something about the photo ops po? We're inviting everyone, magpo-photo ops po tayo, of course, for the post-webinar po para po magkaroon tayo ng remembrance. Ayan. And of course, on behalf of Tech Ed Global Academy, we would like to say thank you so much, Ma'am Atcha Abe. Athena na lang. Ma'am, puro A pala yung pangalan mo. Ngayon ko lang na
Yes.
realize.
Ay, nakita nila yung pangalan ko.
Yan. Ayan. Ma'am Athena Atcha Abe, thank you so much po for your time and of course your effort po that you spent. Ayan. We learned a lot from you, lalo na po ako personally, marami akong natutunan. And sana hindi ka magsawa, ma'am. Sa susunod, ma'am, na may mamimirata na nga sa'yo, nandyan na, oh.
Oo.
So,
Subscribe kayo sa YouTube channel ko kung gusto niyo pa ng more videos about tech.
ayun.
Ayan.
So, thank you so much, ma'am. Ayan na ako, ito pa isang maganda, nagpa-flash sa screen. Ayan. Tapos, ang tawag dito, ayun nga, naman na-distract ako ni Ma'am Ana. Ayan. So, thank you so much, Ma'am Athena Atcha Abe. Of course, kindly wait po. Of course, you're gonna be receiving po a token of appreciation from TechEd. You're gonna be receiving po yung iyong certification as a speaker po for today. And katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, sana hindi kayo magsawa next time na meron kaming event. Sa susunod, ma'am, baka hindi na siya free. Baka of course meron na tayong ibibigay for the speaker. So ayun po. So ano daw YouTube channel. Sasagutin na lang po ni Ma'am yan sa kanyang ha. So ang gagawin natin, Ma'am, I think Sir Ismael, are you there? Or Sir Julius? Can you kindly say something po bago po tayo mag-off? Ayan. Actually, natutuwa ako sa audience. Meron pa tayong 161 participants. So, they're staying. They love you talaga, ma'am. Natutuwa ako. Ibig sabihin, from the very beginning, ma'am, ganyan na po yung audience natin at hindi po sila nawala. So, natutuwa lang ako na sila. Natutuwa ako talaga sa kanila. I don't know kung ikaw ba yun o ako. Joke lang. Joke lang. For sure, ma'am, ikaw talaga yun. Ikaw talaga yung nagdala. Ayan. So, I think, wait lang, paano ba ito? Sir Ismael? Sino ba si Sir Ismael, Mr. Ismael? Sir Ismael, can you say something? Paano po yung photo ops natin, sir? It's gonna be right now or are you gonna be sending different link for them?
We'll be sending it to the chat po.
Okay po. I think, para po dun sa photo ops natin, pwede po tayong mag-leave na rito and then papasok po sila dun sa isang link para po dun sa ating photo ops. Okay lang po ba yun sa inyo? Ayan, para sama-sama tayo sa picture para masaya. Ayan. So, Colonel, okay lang po yun kung kung ang tawag dito, kung sasama kayo. Pero okay lang naman din po kung kung wala na po kayong time. So, Ma'am Atcha Abe, I'll give you like a minute or any time po na pwede niyo pong i-plug. Baka may pahabol pa po kayo before we end.
Ayan, yan guys, sa YouTube, ayan din sa LinkedIn, especially sa mga students. If you're interested in starting to upskill then building your network, I really recommend for you to connect with other IT professionals in LinkedIn. So, nasa LinkedIn din ako. Then, I am also a mentor din sa isang hackathon, and I really can attest to din talaga sa mga speakers natin na how valuable and important yung pagsali sa hackathon. And very true talaga yon as a mentor din, in my perspective. Maganda din sa hackathon, maraming kang matututunan. Manalo man o hindi, it's a learning, hindi naman always pag sumali ka mananalo ka agad. Magandang may mindset ka na you're there to win. But the most valuable thing then a part of joining hackathons is yung matututunan mo. Aside din sa cash prize, 'di ba? Narinig nyo yung mga cash prize. So I really do recommend guys, sali kayo sa hackathon. It's a learning experience. You really enjoy. Madami kayo matututunan, makikilala mga tao, and then ma-share nyo din yung mga skills nyo. So yun siya. Join kayo guys.
Ayan, nagpa-plug din si Ma'am. So, nakaka-experience din pala siya ng hackathon before. So, I'm just waiting actually for Sir Ismael to provide us a link para naman po meron tayong remembrance. Ayan. Si Ma'am Arnie, hindi gumagalaw. Akala ko. Ayan. Mama, na ano ka na ang tawag dito? May mga nagko-comment dito, ang cute daw ng speaker. Ayan, di ba?
Thank you. Ano pa lang ako 16. Hindi ko sabihin yung age ko. Ba, protection yun yan.
Oo, napakabata po niya. Kayo na ko lang nalaman po yung ano daw, pa-shoutout daw sa speaker. Habang nag-aantay tayo, pa-shoutout naman.
Shout
Hindi po siya
out.
pwedeng 16 kasi madidemanda po kami pag 50,
Oo.
minor po siyang
Underage.
mag-speaker.
Ayan
Ayan.
na.
So, ayun lang. I think, please click the link to join. What's that? Ayun na po ba yun? Ayan na. So, ito na ba yun, Sir Ismael? Makakapagsalita ba si Sir Ismael? I think that's it.
Yes po.
Okay. Everyone, dun po sa ating participants, pasensya na po, medyo nagkaroon lang po ng konting delays. If you guys can log in po ulit kayo dun sa Zoom provided po dito sa ating chat box para po makapag-picture taking naman po tayo as remembrance. Ma'am, sama rin kayo dun sa picture So, i-end ko lang po ito, tapos magkita-kita po tayo in a minute. Pasok lang po tayo dun sa Zoom po. Thank you, everyone. This is actually for the picture po. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Miss Anna, sa pasok ka rin. Ma'am Ache, ha? Pasok po kayo.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Colonel and Prof. Arnie. Yan po. I-leave ko na po ito, ha? Pasok na lang po tayo sa Zoom.